Welcome to Afterthoughts, a Collect Your Thoughts mini episode, specifically an Acorn episode. I'm Sean Millhouse, licensed professional counselor.
And I'm Asher Morgan, licensed professional counselor.
Hey. So for those of you who may have missed the last episode that we did, this is our special Acorn edition of Afterthoughts, where we take a question that one of us in our collective randomly put into this bowl that belongs to our mascot, Acorn, who's a squirrel, which is where the acorn comes from, that reference. And we're just going to, on the spot, answer these questions that they can range from something very funny and silly to maybe something deep and vulnerable. And the hope is that you also might take these questions into your life, ask these questions with other people you love, or, you don't even have to love them. You can just ask anybody and, maybe see what happens. Maybe it'll connect you to somebody. Who knows? But anyway, it's just a fun little exercise in being able to collect your thoughts in maybe some unexpected and creative ways. Asher, you ready to dive in to our Acorn question?
Hit me with it.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And see, I went with hit me with your best shot.
You are definitely much more of a Pat Benatar, huh?
Okay.
Oh, God. Okay, good. It looks like there's... Damn it. It's a heavy question.
All right. Let's have it.
Ready? All right. What is the most life-changing event in your life so far?
Oh, fuck.
Right? Oh, man. Also, I will share for everybody that this is the dilemma I get into with anything with Collect Your Thoughts is how personal do I want to go while still being personal? Because being a therapist is a really awkward job when your clients maybe know things about you because of listening to your podcast that you wouldn't normally share unless you were doing something like this. So I'm always creating a weird boundary of what am I ready to put on that public level versus what I want to keep private to my inner self. So that's just my headspace. And I don't know if that's something you can relate to, Asher, at all.
It is a little bit. I think sometimes I don't know. I'm constantly walking the line of am I disclosing too much? And I do typically try to ask for permission or give a disclaimer of hey, I'm about to self-disclose. Is that okay? But I do also kind of feel like that's part of creating the relationship. But it is a fine line because you don't want it to tip the scales over into them caring for you. But I mean, I do think I can talk about it without breaking down. I mean, I think for me, it would be I guess most recently having navigated a very, very difficult decision that I wasn't historically thinking I would have to make alone. And that would be I made the decision recently to say goodbye to two of my dogs and to do that together. And they were both 13. They were both declining and struggling. And I don't know, just kind of the navigating, and I'm still navigating the this is the best decision for them, that it's a really compassionate, and brave decision. And then also feeling so selfish for this decision all at the same time. And then just being completely shattered by it. But they were old, and Hazel and Kyle, they had been together since they were 3 months old and had never known life apart. And I didn't want either of them to ever know life apart. And I think one of the things that it really showed me was one, just the compassion and bravery in making that decision, but also the amount of love that kind of came out from it, of the people that have rallied around me, the people that showed up for them in that final week, because I had some notice of about 5 days, which was awful. But it did allow me some time. But I mean, I don't know, just the way it kind of cracked me open to compassion, and then just how much love that I was able to let in for myself and for them by being vulnerable. Because I think historically I would have tried to have held all of that in and navigated it alone with maybe only a handful of people knowing about it. And I've been pretty transparent about it. And I don't know, I think it's that of just when we're vulnerable and going through really hard times and can be brave enough to talk about it, the amount of love and support that can come flowing in. Because I didn't encounter anybody that was no, you're actually making a terrible decision. What are you doing? Or that's so selfish. When I was in times like reaching out to friends being like, this is so selfish. I can't believe I'm doing this. Like absolutely everybody was like, this is one of the best decisions you can make for them. It's so sweet. It's so compassionate. And then just knowing that they kind of crossed over and that like even now, I don't know, I have weird feelings about afterlife, but knowing that like they entered that space together and neither one of them will ever have to wonder where the other one is just, I don't know, it was like painful, but it was beautiful all at the same time. So I think it's that like some of the most beautiful things are some of the hardest.
Amen to that. You put it perfectly. Well, thank you for sharing that. And also, I completely agree with that. And so, in the vein of that vulnerability you shared, I'm definitely going to be willing to maybe share just I'll say it in my own way. So, yeah, what is the most life-changing event in my life so far? I will say that the last 2 years have been insane. And I personally went through a pretty major medical event in in the last couple years. And why I'm choosing that, I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of it, but I will say it really showed me who is there for me. It showed me honestly how strong I am. It showed me how I'm willing to protect my peace, and I think it's constantly showing me and teaching me how to love myself in new ways that I never thought I would have to. And so I am still every day kind of, I think, it's one of those life-changing things where when you go through something like that, I think including animal loss, which, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, Asher. These are things that like don't just go away. They never just stay in a box and you kick them there and they stay there. It's definitely something that stays with you. And I can say the same with my own experience. And so while it's definitely the hardest shit I've ever been through, and I never want to go back there, and I hope I never have to. I know though that my sense of self and my ability to persevere was tested, and I was able to come through on the other side a better person. And so I'm really grateful for that. So, yeah.
Thank you for talking about it.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Being a little cryptic, but you know what? That's for another time. But anyway, that was a hard one.
It was a hard one. But I think the takeaway for me through it is like we both went through like really vulnerable experiences, and it taught us, if we're willing to kind of embrace that, who our people are and who will be there. And it's not just who will be there like through it, but like who continues to kind of check in and make sure, because they don't realize that it's just like a static event, that it's kind of like an ongoing thing that pops up.
Yeah. I think the kind of the addendum I would add to that is I really reject that whole notion of everything happens for a reason.
No,
that's really, like they'll fuck you up, and you can go down so many holes where it's like, that is a really shitty sentiment. What I will say is I do think that you have to find your reasons. You have to find your experience in how you're going to make this work for you, even if it's something you never wanted. And usually it's especially when you never wanted it that you have to find a way to find a reason to get to the other side.
I agree with that.
I hope that's something that everybody can take with them. But anyway, that is exactly what I wanted out of this fucking Acorn experience.
I did, but I did not.
Yes, this is what I want for my clients. And this is also what I hope that each of you are willing to really think about and share. And hopefully you saw that we work with clients every single day talking about their hardest, darkest, most private parts of what they're going through. And it's still hard for us too on our own levels, because we're not immune to that. We're also human, right? Like, very human. So I hope that each of you out there really takes a moment to think about that. So again, the question is, what is the most life-changing event in your life so far? And if you care to be so vulnerable, or if it was something exciting and awesome, or whatever it may be, please feel free to comment on any of our social media platforms and let us know. And hopefully you take this as an opportunity to have some maybe real heart-to-heart conversations with the people in your life around you. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys for listening to our Acorn Afterthoughts episode. We hope that you take a little time to take a deep breath.
And collect your thoughts.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.